I was looking for a new dentist, so I came in and they took x-rays, looked at my teeth, cleaned my teeth, and then he said, "Has anyone ever told you you have sleep apnea?" And I said, "Well, not officially, no. I'd heard about sleep apnea but didn't know how serious it was. But Dr. Feld really frightened me." One day when we had one of our little talks and they kind of double teamed me and, told me how very serious it was. It wasn't a matter of sleeping better, it was a matter of saving my life. So that was our first serious conversation about medical issues. And he sent me home with a sleep study, different from when you go in for a sleep doctor. And I forget what my counts were, but they were very high. And so I've been on a CPAP ever since. So in my mind, that's the first time Dr. Feld has saved my life. That was the first step in our relation, Dr. Feld and I, and my relationship with him to make me healthier. Then the next summer I went away, and when I came back I had a appointment again for teeth cleaning, and afterwards he saw me in the hallway and he said, "How you doing with the CPAP?" And I said, "I'm doing fine. I've adjusted finally." And he said, "So why do you look so bad?" And I said, "Well, because I really feel awful." And he said, "Well, tell me what's going on." And I said, "I can barely walk." And I said, this summer, I said I'd get maybe 1.5 rows from the house, and I'd have to go back because I was afraid I wouldn't make it back. I said, my legs feel like they're just heavy logs. Every step I take is like it's all I can do. I said, I have a anchor that the previous people that I bought my house from left in, we call it a boat well. It's a garage for boats. And I said, I've thought about taking that anchor and wrapping it around my ankle and jumping into the river because I don't want to live this way. My doctor says, "You're overweight and you're old." And that was it. She had no solution for me or no recommendation, or didn't seem to care. So Dr. Feld said, "Okay." He said, "I'm going to make you an oral appliance." And I said, "I already have the one that you made me for the nighttime." He said, "No, this is for daytime use." And I said, "Okay," because I trust him. And he said, "I'm not going to charge you because I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it." And I said, "If it works, I'll pay you whatever you want. I just need my life back." I walked out of the office thinking, this is kind of voodoo. What has my mouth got to do with my legs and my whole body, basically? And I had friends in town and I was cooking dinner and they were out being tourists. I was in my kitchen cooking dinner and I had my music on, and all of a sudden I was dancing to the music. And I'm going, wait a minute. Is this voodoo real? Is this little piece of plastic in my mouth making me feel better already? It's been in there for 3 hours, What's going on? And I didn't trust it yet because I can't understand it. But that's the way I was a couple hours afterwards. So I think Dr. Feld is miraculous. He's been a good friend to me. He listens whenever I have a concern. So he's been more than a dentist to me. He's been a good friend. And I've never had a doctor of any kind who has texted me to ask me how I'm doing or to follow up on something we did or talked about. I don't know what I'd do without him. Well, the first time I came into his office when I was having my teeth cleaned, and there was another gentleman there, and he'd come in with his wife. And he turned to me and he said, "Isn't Dr. Feld amazing?" And I said, "Well, I don't know, I haven't met him." And he said, "Did you see my wife come in here?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, She was bedridden until very recently. I had to carry her to and from the bathroom. And we drive from Texas every 3 weeks. And this man said, a couple weeks ago, my wife went shopping for the first time in years by herself. She was not only out of bed, but she was moving again. And so that was my first glimpse of maybe this man is not just a dentist. Maybe he's more than that. If your doctors don't care, don't listen, and want to operate or give you pills, what do you have to lose? And you might get your life back. I wouldn't be here without him. I wouldn't. The plastic may seem like voodoo, but if you can be dancing in your kitchen after not being able to walk in a few hours, doesn't that mean something? You know, I'm just a normal person. I'm not an actress or, you know, somebody who's paid to make a testimonial. I just know from my personal experience, it's a solution that's worked well for me, and I think probably could for others if they just give it a try.